Hi, welcome everybody. Welcome to A Cozy Cup of Tarot. And it is spring. I hope it is looking like spring where you're at. It's not so much yet where I'm at, but I am hopeful. I have my cuppa here. I hope you do too. Let's get started this morning. So I have a bit of a pick a card for you. And I'll explain what we've got here. So we have Irish wishing stone. I actually did pick that up in Ireland a long, long time ago. I have no idea what type of rock exactly that is. We have a crochet flower that I made. I tend to do a lot of crochet this time of year. I have a rock picked up from the beach. Okay, nice kind of almost, it's gray, but I don't know. To me, it's got like a bluish tint to it. Yeah, I like all the specks in it. Okay, so go ahead and pick a pile that is speaking to you today. Okay, maybe it's the shape, right? We've got three totally distinct shapes here. You know, maybe it's the color, maybe it's the material, maybe it's the significance. So go ahead and make a selection, and then I will join you back here for a little reading. So I'm back with the Irish wishing stone. So we're going to start with the tarot card first, and then we'll get a message from an unusual animal. All right, so you've got the Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands is all about expansion, expanding horizons. You could see like she's super tall, like as tall as a mountain here, and she could see like way beyond, all right, into the horizon. So it's sort of about like having a long range view or long range plan or vision. This is someone who's like this is like being ready to launch, okay? So maybe you are ready to launch some type of new project, new career, new creative endeavor, new idea, just some kind of idea that you're ready to set sail on, leaving your comfort zone, okay? This is all about leaving your comfort zone, having the self-confidence to do that, and being fearless about it, you know? Yeah, the three long braids, that really stands out to me too. This is like, you know, it's taken a long time to grow out that length of hair, right? So it's like signifying the long progression that it's taken to get to this stage. Okay, a lot of preparation's been done to get here, to get wherever you're at right now. And you're at the pinnacle where you're ready to set sail, or even ready to celebrate your accomplishments very soon. That's what the next, you know, the Four of Wands is all about, celebration. So excellent. I like it. All right, so let's see what your unusual animal has to say about it. Oh, okay, so we had this come out in the last reading as well. So maybe this is related if you saw the last reading last week. So we have the red-lipped batfish. So be true to yourself without seeking outside approval. Yeah, so I mean, I think, you know, please ignore the chimes behind me. So I think that is pretty self-explanatory. You know, I think you probably got to where you are by being true to yourself and believing in your vision, and not really caring too much about how others were going to see you or how others were going to approve or disapprove of you. And think that's really important. Sometimes we don't even begin something just because we're afraid of how it's going to be perceived. Obviously we want something to be successful. It's going to matter at times what impression we make and what other people think. But, as long as we're not letting that be our only guide, it's just input. And I think what is true to you and staying true to yourself is what's more important. It's also what gives you more motivation in life. Okay, I really like this reading so far. Sorry, I needed a sip of coffee from my cup. I'm having a little trouble staying awake today. It's like not it's a little dark and dreary this morning. So, but I hope that this brightened up your day, and that this gives you some momentum to move forward and to keep moving forward with whatever you're trying to accomplish here. All right, thanks a lot. Please stay tuned if your pile was the crochet flower. All right, hi, and you're back. So I have a beautiful crochet flower. I think it's beautiful, okay, because I made it. I have a crochet flower here, and so here's your reading if you chose the crochet flower. I don't know if anyone else out there likes to crochet, likes to knit. It's a hobby of mine, especially winter and spring, kind of my favorite times of the year for that. Okay. All right, let me go ahead and let's start with the tarot. All right, so you have the Six of Swords. Well, this is like, yeah. All right, so Six of Swords is kind of about moving past some kind of grief or disappointment. It's really just like having the blues, right? Being a little bit sad, feeling down in the dumps. But you're not completely like stuck there. If you were in the reverse, I'd be more concerned, but at the moment it's like you are actually starting to climb out of this and looking for a change of scenery. Yeah, looking for a place to kind of anchor your feelings. Yeah. So it's really about recovery, like you're recovering from something and looking towards some better times ahead and new horizons, right? And we've got like the black clouds and everything, like these are kind of like carrying the weight of your grief, of your sadness, of your emotions. But, I like that they're clouds because we have to remember that clouds are always shifting. They're always, they're transient. They're always moving. So it's something temporary. It's not going to last. Okay. Remember, our feelings are not facts, even though they're important and they're important to listen to. So, there's some hope here. You're moving on towards something, away from something, towards something a bit better. Maybe this means you do need a little break this weekend, a little go out, have a change of scenery. Changing our environment can often change our mood, right? So I think that's something people forget is within their control. It doesn't have to be like a major change. It can be something really small, going for a walk, even like rearranging the furniture, anything that kind of gets our minds out of certain patterns. Okay, so let's see what your animal message is here. African bullfrog. Okay, practice patience and allow situations to evolve. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that's kind of what you're doing. Um, you may feel like you're stuck in a situation that's just not going to change. Um, but yeah, I think the bullfrog is reminding you that everything changes. The seasons change, and sometimes it takes a while. You don't see the differences day to day, but you see it over the long range. So a little about this guy. So this guy actually, he buries himself deep underground when it gets hot and dry, so that he can form a watertight cocoon to retain moisture, and then he goes into a hibernation-like state. And he can stay like this for over a year, waiting for the conditions to improve. And then when the rain finally arrives, he wakes up and he goes to the surface to eat and breed. Well, that takes a lot of patience. I mean, a year, before he can eat, waiting for the tide to turn, waiting for the seasons to change. So I think that's an important message for you. You might need some rest. Whatever this gloom and doom is, it's going to pass, and it's just going to take a little time to not wallow in it, for sure. Just go out, find a change of scenery, and be patient and let things evolve in their own time. Whatever the situation that you're stuck in, it's not going to stay the same forever. It never does. All you can do is take small steps to either change your situation or, like the frog, protect yourself, protect your emotions, take care of yourself. Okay? Start with your basic necessities, and you'll start feeling better after that. Yeah? Okay. All right, I hope that helps somebody. Of course, don't take this advice for any sort of, medical advice. I mean, if you need to talk to someone professional, that always helps, I think. And yeah, so I hope this helps somebody. Please stay tuned if you had the beach sandstone. All right, welcome back. So you have the sandstone from the beach. I don't know if this camera actually really picks up on the color of this, but from where I'm looking at it, it has a little more blue. I guess it depends what I'm putting it next to, but I see a little bit of like blue-green in there. But it is gray, kind of a dark gray too. If you chose this, I'm just thinking you are an incredibly like rock solid individual, maybe very practical, grounded. So let's see what your tarot has to say about it. Okay, so I'm going to start with the tarot. Oh, okay. So we have Temperance, but it's in the reverse. Okay. So, I mean, maybe normally you're a pretty rock solid, grounded person, but something lately has you a little bit off balance. Okay. So Temperance is usually about balance. It's about patience, sense of harmony. At the moment, though, you don't feel that. You're in this sort of state of disharmony and imbalance. That could mean that could be two things. That could be going from like a bit of a poverty mindset to excess, right? Like just being in the extremes. Okay, because Temperance is all about moderation. So there's something that you are maybe indulging in a little too much or not enough. You're kind of off your path here, right? You're trying to look for a purpose, but you're a little bit off. You know, I don't normally do this, but I'm gonna get another card. And let's see if we can get a little bit of clarity before we look at your message. I'm feeling like this is just like very unusual for you, and I'm kind of wondering what the background or context might be. Okay, let's see here. Ace of Cups in reverse. Yeah, you could have had some kind of disappointment recently, or just feeling like a lack of inspiration, you know, a lack of fulfillment, maybe like lacking some emotional connection. This could involve somebody else, right? Maybe you had a breakup recently. Kind of overwhelming emotions, or the opposite, or kind of suppressing some emotions. Okay. So we're not in our element right now. We're kind of feeling off balance. Okay, lacking connection, lacking balance. Let's see what your animal has to say. Let's see who your animal is. All right, good manners are appreciated and remembered. Good manners are appreciated and remembered. Yeah. So you're kind of lacking some connection here. You're lacking some balance and connection. And I think, what your animal is saying is like, your polar bears are really good at showing respect for each other. Let's read a little bit about them. So they teach us good manners are appreciated and remembered. Manners can make a good first impression, foster stronger relationships, and inspire others to reciprocate. Okay? If one polar bear comes across another that has food, it slowly approaches and circles before touching the other bear's nose with its own. This type of passive behavior asks for permission to share and usually leads to an invitation to join in. Okay. So if you're feeling like a bit disconnected lately, I mean, I think this is saying you do have good manners. You normally are a pretty like well put together person. It's about reciprocation, I think. You're put yourself out there to find people to connect with. They'll remember you. They'll remember your kindness, right? They're going to remember how you act towards them. And, perhaps that's what you're in need of to fill this cup, fill this void. Right? You can be, you might want to go out and do something out in your community, some kind of volunteer work or something that's going to benefit everyone. Find a way to connect with others, and your natural sort of charm and the way that you approach people and the way that you respect other people is going to leave an impression on whoever you meet. And this is like one small stepping stone to making friendships, connecting with other people. And it takes some practice to get out there and put yourself out there, especially when you're feeling like this or like this. But to restore connection, restore balance, Sometimes, sometimes we need other people. Okay, we're not meant to be just like polar bears. They're pretty social animals. Like we're not meant to be alone all the time. It's okay to like being alone sometimes, even if it's most of the time, right? But not all of the time. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. I hope that helps somebody. Once again, this is a cozy cup of tarot. I am not a witch. My dog is not a whippet. He's an Italian Greyhound, in case you were wondering. And I will see you next time. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.